Hi folks, this is All the Fruit, and today I'll show you how to spend your weekends in Kuching, the capital of Sarawak in Malaysian Borneo. Well, whenever I'm in the vicinity of Kuching, either staying in some national park or some village or some little town, I always come to Kuching on the weekend because of the great weekend markets. This is the most famous one, Satok market in the Kubaria complex. If you come to Kuching and if you are even remotely interested in exotic fruits and veggies, you should visit it. Don't tell the people Satok market. When you want to go here, tell them Kubaria complex. Kubaria is the thing with the green roof over there. You are interested in all those giant structures with the red roofs around here. Let's go there, and meanwhile I'll explain to you why market hopping on the weekend in Kuching is basically the best way you can spend your weekends here. Kuching, we basically have the perfect storm, like it's in Borneo. That means that it has the best fruit selection in the world, maybe only rivaled by the Amazon and Papua. Also, it has a lot of farming communities in the vicinity, and just as important, it has a population of quite rich mix of local Iban and Bidayu people and other local peoples, and also some Chinese and Malayu people. That's important because if you have an area with only Chinese or Malayu customers, you will mostly get Chinese or Malayu products. There are markets here in Borneo, in predominantly Chinese neighborhoods, where you'll get mostly subtropical and temperate fruits and veggies, and also markets in predominantly Malayo towns, where you'll get more or less the same selection as in West Malaysia. However, here in Kuching, since we have a nice mix of customers, we get a lot of really crazy jungle products. For example, tarap, one of the sweetest fruits I've ever eaten. It's almost impossible to get it outside of Borneo. Or the Borneo olive, dabai. A lot of jungle mangoes, like those Mangifera quadrifida, the black Assam kumbang. Green pepper and terong pipit, you can get those in the rest of Southeast Asia too. Just like rambutan, but if you are lucky in Borneo, you can find a lot of rare rambutan relatives. So the first big structure of Satok market is actually open every day. So even if it's not the weekend, you can come to Satok market. I would say that within the city limits of Kuching right now, Satok market really is the best, even during the weeks. But if you can come here on the weekend, it's so much better. So all what I'm showing to you now, you can find it pretty much every day. Look at this giant tarap. Ibu, berapa harga tarap besar? RM35.
Ready to eat.
Ready to eat, yes. Terima kasih, Ibu. So 35 ringgit for one fruit, that's, well, some people would earn this money around here for one day of hard work. Crystal, oh, crystal hijau. Terima kasih, Ibu. So, as I said, this part of the market you can have every day, but I was tempted to buy this tarap, but €7 or $7 for one fruit is a little bit too much, even for me. Intermixed with the fruit of veggies, there are a couple traditional clothes and souvenirs vendors, and in the back there are a fish section and a dry goods section, which are not of extreme interest to us. So here is the dry goods section, behind it the smelly fish section. On the other side of the road is a huge food court with live music, totally worth visiting even without the rest of the market. But we are interested mostly in this part, or in those parts you must say, because there are several which come alive only on the weekend. Here, between those two giant metal roofs, there is basically the street with the exotic fruits like grapes, apples and pears. Here you can see a lot of stuff imported from China, from Thailand, from Australia, from the USA. If you miss your your traditional temperate or subtropical fruits, here's where you can find them. Prices can be quite low, especially when you buy kind of slightly older stuff. I like to buy old imported mangoes here because they are the sweetest and they're also quite cheap. Here you have one of those giant metal roofs. Well, you need them to protect you from stuff like rain and sun. This one is totally dedicated to fruit and veg. Just 2 weeks ago we managed to find 100 different fruit and veg species in this market, so totally worth visiting it. They also have a lot of flower and especially fruit tree vendors here outside of the big structure, so there is some sort of division between different types of vendors here in the market. However, it's not observed 100% by everybody. Funny enough, in this market the durians are not separated from the other stuff. The smelly durian in many markets is being traded in a separate part, but in some markets it isn't. So here the durian is intermixed with more rare fruits and veggies under this giant roof. They also have live music, and they also have meat and other stuff in the background. A nice mix of here temperate and subtropical stuff like drumstick cabbage, kohlrabi and cauliflower and carrots. Then you have a lot of typical stuff for Southeast Asia, which you'll find everywhere in Southeast Asia, like pisang kapok, limau kasturi and coconuts. And here they sell whole coconut butts. This is the top of the coconut stem, which is also edible. And then you will find stalls with crazy rare local products. Hi, how are you? Here, a little bit unusual, like Melayu people are selling a lot of typical Borneo products, like Durian isu, sour Borneo eggplant, asam mawang or asam bambagan, an endemic Borneo mango. Here, crystal, which is quite common in the local jungle, but more recently big tastier varieties were introduced. Hill rice. Ini madu. Honey from madu apa? Madu hitam, madu kelulut. So some sort of jungle honey. Here they're also selling encala, the Borneo avocado, and the more Melayu thing of products. Here the tamarind, or as they call it here, the sour fruit from Java. So as you can see around here, the cultures have intermixed and merged quite nicely. Bunga kantan, those are some ginger flowers, torch ginger flowers. The diversity is extreme. Today is actually really good after 2 weeks of Christmas. Oh, here we have some curcuma flowers, papaya beans. After 2 weeks of kind of a little bit, a smaller array of fruits because of Christmas and New Year's. Now the market is really at its best. I'm sure that today I would find a lot more than 100 fruit species. However, since I'm visiting this market so often, here some other palm buds which are already chopped up. I'm sure today I would find a lot more than 100 different fruit species, but since I'm visiting this market regularly, today I cannot find a single new and unusual fruit for me. But I'm sure you will find dozens of new fruits and veggies which you have never seen or tasted before in your life. From Satok market, I'm taking a grab ride to Katwalk street market. Kuching has, well, not one but several public bus systems, most of them for 1 ringgit or even free. However, they're a little bit clumsy, not too many buses. They go to most of the important areas, but not everywhere. Also, they are not really digitalized, so if you look on Google how to get anywhere by public transport, it's not really working here in Kuching. So for most places it's actually more convenient to pay a little bit more and take a Grab car. It's still very cheap compared to Europe or the US. Also, I wanted to mention my original knowledge about Kuching markets comes from Lindsay Kasich, the year of the Durian. She wrote a very good article about Kuching markets a couple years ago, which helped me a lot when I first arrived in Kuching. In other cities like Miri, for example, I had to find out for myself which are the good and which are the less good markets. I decided to make this video about the Kuching weekend markets only now because firstly a lot of stuff has changed, mostly because of COVID. A lot of markets have either been closed or reduced to a shadow of their former self, or the weekend street market part has been removed. So consider this more or less an update of Lindsay Kasich's article on Kuching markets. By the way, Kuching is a beautiful garden city, so while you drive to the city, you can observe tons of the more standard fruit trees and also a lot of veggies here and there on the roadsides. Katwalk Street Market is quite a new market. I think it might have popped up here in the last years after MJC Market got more or less destroyed by COVID. Also, when you Google Katwalk Street Night Market, it will show you a night market, like a market that's open every day at night. This is not correct. I actually phoned the organizer of the market before I came here for the first time, and it turns out it's not a night market at all, it's a weekend market, and I'm here at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and the market is bustling with people. As you can see, quite a mix between clothes and fruits and veg, and a couple food stalls in between. Totally worth checking out. Now they are making those things out of plastic. 5 years ago you could buy them everywhere. Well, buy the originals everywhere. Wild boar tusks and monkey skulls. So Katwalk Street, totally worth checking out. I wonder what all those people do during the week, because it's kind of a professional setting. They all have tables, they have all those shades which are too low for me, so I have to bend over all the time. I wonder why they don't make it an everywhere market, because a lot of those people, they look like professional vendors. Totally worth checking out. I didn't mention all the nice fruit and veggies here, but you can see that their selection is actually quite impressive. Here's sour eggplant, bitter gourd, tropical asparagus, ripe cooking cucumbers. You're not gonna go hungry. There are a couple food stalls in between. Nice chicken feet here. Guavas and a huge jackfruit. Bamboo sections in which you can cook food, and it tastes so much better than in normal metal containers. Young cucumbers, and oh, this hurt. Yeah, that's actually a piece of my head stuck here. Nice. Beautiful market, but maybe tall people should really avoid it. I'm bleeding like a pig. Somebody got fed up of bleeding all the time and cut away all the thorns from the durian. Since duri means thorns, the question is it still a durian when it lacks the thorns? I actually found 2 durians which resemble the very highly valued Tembaga durian, but they sell them for 4 ringgit a piece. They say they are yellow inside, which is consistent with Tembaga. Ibu, nama durian ini? Durian biasa? Biasa? Okay, she says it's normal durian. I think it's durian Tembaga. Okay. I think this really is Tembaga durian, and I'm almost feeling bad paying this woman 4 ringgit a piece. That's less than €1 or a US dollar a piece. Those should be sold for like about 30 ringgit a piece. Yellow, thick flesh, very sweet. I don't think mosquitoes everywhere. They're even attacking my slippers. I don't think this woman grew the durian itself. Probably she bought it in some village. Otherwise, if it was her own tree, she would have known what treasure she has here. And now she gave it away for such little money. And don't blame me for ripping off the old lady, folks. I asked her if it's normal durian. She said it's normal. It would have been totally possible that this durian just looks a bit like Tembaga, but it's actually normal durian. It turns out to be something I consider to be Tembaga. I'm not part of this Tembaga hype. Yeah, it is a very good durian, but a really good kampung is of the same quality. So yeah, I'm happy I found those. I think I'll go back and give the lady a couple more ringgit. Maybe if even tell her this is durian Tembaga. Tell her if she has more to sell it for a more expensive price. Thus giving her come on, mosquitoes, don't punish me for ripping off the old lady. So I'm gonna pay her a little bit more. I'm gonna tell her what she has. And I'm gonna tell her to sell it for a higher price in the future. Because she really could, well, I'm afraid then she's gonna go to the village and still pay them like 2 ringgit a piece. And then maybe sell them for 20, 30 ringgit here. But okay, cannot help everybody. Let's help the old durian merchant first and hope she helps the poor durian farmers. Well, turns out, the first durian was 80% edible. The second one is rotten, completely everywhere. Nothing edible on that one. Well, the lady and her husband don't believe me that this is something special. They repeat that this is normal durian. Well, I keep telling them, no, this is very expensive durian. Yeah, I tried. If they don't want to hear, they're gonna continue selling their very special durian for cheap prices. But that's why you visit more than one market on a weekend for serious fruit hunting, because from time to time you find true treasures. Also, while walking Katwalk Street Market, let's do some honorable mentions of other markets I'm not gonna visit on this tour. The Petanak Central Market is usually very boring. However, people told me that very early in the morning, especially on the weekend, farmers go there to sell their produce. I've never witnessed that myself, no idea. Oh, look at that, here's some durian with really small thorns. Well, then there is this Satok community market, which is a very big but also pretty boring market. But before COVID there used to be a Bidayu market. The Bidayu people would go there and offer their stuff on the parking lot. However, I was there and it seems like this Bidayu weekend market has not survived COVID. There is A-Mart. A-Mart is basically a type of slightly more old-fashioned mall, but usually they have like a market, a wet market part. A-Mart in Kuching has a couple durian stalls next to it. Quite nice to visit. Then there was my favorite market. It was a Thursday night market, MJC market, which now still exists, but it's a very small market. It used to be a very big, loud, bustling market, only on Thursday afternoons and evenings. You can still check it out. It's a little bit hard to find because there are 2 locations now, and both are quite small. Let me see what other markets. Well, there is a market around the red, kind of a market. A couple people selling their goods around the bus station of the red buses. Then there is a nice market in Kota Samarahan. This is a different city from Kuching, but the bus there goes for 1 ringgit, so you should check it out. It's quite good. There are 3 mile and 10 mile market, which are both not too interesting. And let's see if I remember some other markets during the duration of this video. 7 Mile Market is my favorite market for everyday shopping in Kuching. And it's not even in Kuching. It's in 7 Mile City or Kota Sentosa. I will show you the actual market building in a moment. Here we are basically in the more or less formalized, informal part of the market. As you can see, they have a nice roof here. And in this part, people mostly sell durians. Actually, probably right now, the biggest diversity and selection and the cheapest prices for durians are around here. However, today they're a little bit pricey. Well, okay, 4 ringgit a piece. You cannot say anything. Even big ones, not very good ones, but big ones. So this is like the formalized, informal part of the market. They had all those baskets for 25 ringgit yesterday. Let's see how much they are today. You also get a lot of other stuff. Dabei, langsat, mangosteen, rambutan, and again durian. Lots and lots of durian. The fruit is fresh, the prices are low. Here, 1 pile for 10 ringgit. Cannot complain. They all look very different. However, this is all durian, kampung village durian, basically seedling durian, which has not undergone any systematic breeding, but just planted from a random seed from a fruit that tasted particularly good. They're even constructing a new part of the market, so it's gonna be even better in the future. Here the banana and coconut shop. This is a very good place if you want drinking coconut and don't find any on the market. The big fruit and veg shop here is closed for the weekend. Actually, there is less going on than Friday evening. Well, this place is mostly for barbecuing stuff, but they also have a couple durian stalls. You usually remove the durian as far away from the normal market as you can to avoid the smell. Yeah, yesterday there were a lot more. Official market building, a food court on the 2nd floor, and the market on the 1st floor. There is a chicken and fish section, but as you can see, if you have a couple veggies, you put them next to the chicken or fish. Then there is here a fruit and veg section, which is mostly run by Chinese people. Okay, so today on Saturday, actually, there is a lot less going on than on normal days. So this is the opposite of a weekend market. It's a market that slows down on the weekend. Here you can see mostly imported, temperate and subtropical fruit and veg, but also a lot of local stuff. Right next to it is the section run mostly by Bidayu women of the local Bidayu people. Here you will find a lot more jungle products. Well, pandanus, tarap, some jungle mangoes. Bos, ini apa? Asam kemantan?
Matan.
Asam matan?
Matan. Asam matan. Matan nama
Kind of sure that this should be Asam kemantan, one of the local jungle mangoes, but they have a lot of names, so a different name doesn't necessarily mean a different mango. Red bananas and also a lot of other ones. Green cucumbers for salad, ripe cucumbers for soup, manioc leaves, dragon beans, pattaya beans, sour eggplants, beetle nuts. I've made videos about all those markets, so you can see the stuff more in detail there. This is like the official part of the market inside the market building. But there is more to this market. Well, you kinda have to believe me that there is more to this market. I wonder what's going on. Yesterday they were here even in the late afternoon. So along this crossroad there are a lot of unofficial vendors. And this is actually the best place to find rare jungle durians and stuff. There is usually a huge stall here with durian and other products, but it's gone. It's very strange to find out when is the best place for every market. Most markets are better on the weekends, but this market, it's really good on the weekend, but it's even better during the week.